Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sherren Gloria and I'm here to speak about the importance of English as means of communication. All of us realize that we cannot live alone without help from others. We need their help to fulfill what we need. One of the most important things which deal with that is communication, because communication is a way to how to convey our message to others, and on the other hand, one will understand what we mean when they understand our language, and the contrary, we will do understand what conveyed to us when we understand their language. Truthfully, I say that the role of language is very important, especially for the language which is spoken by most of people all over the world. In this modern or globalization era, we are obliged and supposed to communicate wider than before. Not only for this purpose of our country's home affairs, but for that of international affairs as well. Globalization is a new term describing new conditions which all nations, societies, or formal states become closer to another one. In this era, our world seems to be smaller than before. In other words, national borders can hardly function as they should. Some experts and observers agree that globalization caused by communication and information instruments, particularly those which have something to do with technology. For instance, radio communication, television, satellite, and the progress of transportation. We can see and hear, even communicate between one another in the same time through different parts of world. The facts show us that language is one of the most important roles on aspect of globalization. Cause of the progress mass communication, we will have any information about foreign countries around the world, as if we went and were undergoing experience ourselves. Honorable audience, indeed, the concept of globalization should not be separated from the concept of information and the role of language. Thus, we can relate the three concepts and make generalization. Information in all forms relates one person to another, one society to another. The more and the higher information we get, the more and the higher its impacts in changing our perception and the way of our thinking will be. As we know that all kinds of information are supported by the role of language as means of communication. In short, there is a very close interrelationship among globalism, information, and the role of language. Indirectly, we are applied to master foreign language. One of them is English. In countries where English is neither a native nor a second language, it is taught or learned as a foreign language for practical and necessary use of communication. For example, an Indonesian delegate meet Canadian or Japanese delegates in a formal meeting, they will automatically converse in English. Foreign tourists of different nationalities will of course use English in communicating between one and another. That way, they can also make introduction or acquaintance with one another. Dear audience, as the international language, English dominates the world. It is said that a great many people in the world speak English and use it as a means of communication. Indeed, suppose as an international language because it is used in all international forums, such as the United Nations Organization and other World Summit Talk. That is why English is very important to learn and to master. And as a Muslim, we must know about this. We must not think about this. We must socialize English in our life, especially to the young educated generation for the sake of their own future and of this country. Moreover, Indonesia nowadays plays an important role in international affairs as the chief of the non-alliance countries. And dear audience, that is all for what I can deliver, and if there had been a mistake on it, I beg your pardon. And thank you very much for your attention.